Chaitanya Prabhu, is there anybody's disappearance day? Normally he informed me. Or maybe a routine to bring some feeling of separation from the great personality. So I'll read the Krishna book, the second volume, chapter 27. Lord Krishna and Balaram meet the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Also, I would like to stop today around 7 o'clock because I haven't waxed my car for a long. I think it's due. And it says that it has to be cool when you do the waxing on the car. So I will sharp close at 6:55 so I can finish that work. I want to keep everything nice and clean. So please forgive me. I will read the one paragraph that we read yesterday to bring up to the speed, and then we will continue. The real elevation of human life rests on knowledge and renunciation. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, devotional service rendered to Krishna automatically produces perfect knowledge and renunciation. The family members of the Yadu dynasty and the cowherd men of Vrindavan had their mind fixed on Krishna. This is the goal of our life. That is the symptoms of all knowledge. And because their minds were always engaged in Krishna, they were automatically freed from all material activities. Haribol. This stage of life is called Yukta Vairagya, as enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami. Knowledge and renunciation, therefore, do not mean dry speculations and renunciation of activities. Rather, one must start speaking and acting only in relations to Krishna. That's where we stop. Wonderful message. Thank you, Ivy, for joining today. She's a nice girl. In this meeting at Kurukshetra, Kunti Devi and also Gayatri joined today with Lekha Mataji. I welcome Gayatri. In this meeting of Kurukshetra, Kunti Devi and Vasudev, who were sister and brother, met after a long period of separation, along with their respective sons and daughters-in-law, wives, children, and other family members. By talking among themselves, they soon forget all their past miseries. Kunti Devi especially addressed her brother Vasudeva as follows. What a wonderful wording. Let's hear it to churn the feeling in our heart. Quote, my dear brother, I'm very unfortunate because not one of my desires has ever been fulfilled. Otherwise, how could it happen that although I have such a saintly brother as you, perfect in all respects, you did not inquire from me as to how I was passing my days in a distressed conditions of life. Haribol, unquote. It appears that Kunti Devi was remembering the miserable days when she had been banished along with her sons through the mischievous plan of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. She didn't stop. She continued. Quote, my dear brother, I can understand that when providence goes against someone, even one's nearest relative also forget him. In such conditions, even one's father, one's mother, or one's own children will forget him. Therefore, my dear brother, I do not accuse you. Unquote. Hearing this, Vasudeva is replying to Kunti Devi as follows. My dear sister, do not be sorry and do not blame me in that way. We should always remember that we all are only toys in the hands of Providence. Everyone is under the control of the Supreme Personality Godhead. It is under His control only that all kind of fruitive actions and the resultant reactions take place. My dear sister, you know that we were very much harassed by King Kamsa. And by his persecutions, we were scattered here and there. We were always full of anxieties. Only in the last few days have we returned to our own places by the grace of God. Unquote. After this conversation, Vasudeva and Ugrasena received the king who came to see them. And they sufficiently welcomed them all. Seeing Lord Krishna present on the spot, all the visitors felt transcendental pleasure and became very peaceful. Some of the prominent visitors were as follows: Bhismadev, Dronacharya, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and Gandhari, along with her son King Yudhishthir, along with his wife, and the Pandavas along with Kunti, Sanjay, Vidura, Kripacharya, Kunti Bhoj, Viraj, King Nagnajit, Urujit, Draupad, Salya, Drushtaketu, and the king of Kashi, Damghosh, Visalaksa, the king of Mithila, the king of Madras, formerly known as Madra, the king of Kekaya, Yudhamanu, Susharma, Bahilika, along with his sons, and many other rulers who were subordinate to King Yudhishthira. When they saw Lord Krishna with his thousands of twins, they became fully satisfied at the sight of such beauty and transcendental opulence. All who were there personally visited Lord Balaram and Krishna, and being properly welcomed by the Lord, they began to glorify the member of the Yadu dynasty, especially Krishna and Balaram. Because he was the king of the Yadu dynasty, Bhojas, Ugrasena was considered the chief Yadu, and therefore the visitor specifically addressed him, quote, Your Majesty Ugrasena, king of the Bhojas, factually the Yadus are the only person within this world who are perfect in all respects. Haribo. All glories unto you, all glories unto you. The specific condition of your perfection is that you are always seeing Lord Krishna, Haribo, who is sought after by many mystic yogis, undergoing severe austerity and penances for great number of years. All of you are in direct touch with Lord Krishna at every moment. Quote, all the Vedic hymns are glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The Ganga water is considered sanctified because of its being the water used to wash the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. The Vedic literatures are nothing but the injunctions of Lord Krishna. The purpose of the study of all the Vedas is to know Krishna. Therefore, the words of Krishna and the message of his pastimes are always purifying. By the influence of time and circumstances, all the opulence of this world that become almost completely wiped out. But since Krishna has appeared on this planet all auspicious future have again appeared due to the touch of his lotus feet. Because of his presence, all our ambitions and desires are gradually being fulfilled. So if you want to have presence of Krishna in your life, Your Majesty, King of the Bhojas, you are related with the Yadu dynasty by matrimonial relationship and by blood relationship also. As a result, you are constantly in touch with Lord Sri Krishna, and you have no difficulty in seeing him at any time. Lord Krishna moves with you, talks with you, sits with you, rests with you, and dines with you. Yadus appear to be always engaged in worldly affairs, which are considered to lead to the royal road to hell. But due to the presence of Lord Krishna, the original personality of Godhead in the Vishnu category, who is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, all of you are factually relieved from all material contamination and are situated in the transcendental position of liberation and Brahman existence. Unquote. When they heard that Krishna would be present in Kurukshetra because of the solar eclipse, the residents of Vrindavan, headed by Maharaj Nand, had also decided to go there. And therefore, all the members of the Yadu dynasty were attending. King Ananda, accompanied by his cowherdmen, had loaded all the necessary paraphernalia on bullock carts. And all of the Vrindavan residents had come to Kurukshetra to see the beloved Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna. When the cowherdmen of Vrindavan arrived in Kurukshetra, all the members of the Yadu dynasty became most pleased. This is wonderful. To meet anyone who resides in Vrindavan is so pleasing. As soon as they saw the residents of Vrindavan, they stood up to welcome them, and it appeared that they had again regained their life. Haribol. What is the use of living a life when we have no love for Krishna? Both had very eager to meet, and when they actually came forward and met, they embraced one another to their heart's satisfaction and remained in embrace for a considerable time. As soon as Vasudeva saw Nanda Maharaj, he jumped and ran over to him and embraced him very affectionately. Vasudeva began to narrate his past history, how he had been imprisoned by King Kamsa, how his babies has been killed, and how immediately after Krishna's birth, he had carried him to the place of Nanda Maharaj, and how Krishna and Balaram had been raised by Nanda Maharaj and his queen, Yashoda, as their own children. Similarly, Lord Balaram and Krishna also embraced King Nanda and Mother Yashoda, and then offered their respect unto their lotus feet by bowing down. Because of their filial affections for Nanda and Yashoda, both Lord Krishna and Balaram became choked up, and for a few seconds, they could not even speak. The most fortunate King Nand and Mother Yashoda placed their son on their laps and began to embrace them to their full satisfaction. Because of separation from Krishna and Balaram, both King Nand and Yashoda had been merged in great distress for a very long time. Are we feeling any? Haribol. Now, after meeting them, and embracing them, all their suffering were mitigated. After this, Krishna's mother, Devaki, and Balram's mother, Rohini, both embraced Mother Yashoda. They say, quote, "Dear Queen Yashoda Devi, both you and Nanda Maharaj have been great friends to us. And when we remember you, we are immediately overwhelmed by the thought of your friendly activities. We are so indebted to you that even if we were to return your benediction by giving you the opulence of the King of Heaven, it would not be enough to repay you for your friendly behavior." Do we have those feelings for our Guru Maharaj? He has given us everything. How many times a day we remember him even? We shall never forget your kindly behavior toward us. Hari. When both Krishna and Balram were born, before they even saw the real father and mother, they were entrusted to your care. And you raised them as your own children, fostering them as birds take care of their offspring in the nest. You have nicely fed, nourished, and loved them, and have performed many auspicious religious ceremonies for their benefit. How much they are revealing their heart feeling. Quote, "Actually, they are not our sons. They belong to you. Nand Maharaj and yourself are the real father and mother of Krishna and Balram. As long as they were under your care, they had not even a pinch of difficulty. Under your protections, they were completely out of the way of all kind of fear. This most affectionate care, which you have taken care for them, is completely befitting your elevated position. The most noble personalities do not discriminate between their own sons and the sons of others. And there cannot be any personalities more noble than Nand Maharaj and yourself." Unquote. We should love all the children. Haribol. Somebody has joined under BST 267. Sujata Mataji, Haribol. As far as the gopis of Vrindavan were concerned, from the very beginning of their lives, they did not know anything beyond Krishna. We need to train our children. I'm looking for that, Somebody should come. Haribol. Krishna and Balram were the life and soul. At least we can see, that's why I think we should encourage young children. If they become staunch, have full faith in Krishna, we need to exhibit those life so the people can see how to become really happy in this material world. Everyone is suffering like anything. And due to the influence of the external energy, we feel complacent, we feel happy. We need some practical examples. As far as the gopis of Vrindavan were concerned, from the very beginning of their lives, they did not know anything beyond Krishna. Krishna and Balram were the life and soul. The gopis were so attached to Krishna that they could not even tolerate not seeing him momentarily when their eyelids blinked and impeded their vision. Haribol. They blame Lord Brahma. How much intense feeling they must have. Just think about it. They condemn Brahma, the creator of the body, because he foolishly made eyelids which blinded and checked their seeing Krishna. Because they had been separated from Krishna for so many years, the gopis, having come along with Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, felt intense ecstasy in seeing Krishna. No one can even imagine that happiness. How anxious the gopis were to see Krishna again. And as soon as Krishna became visible to them, they took him inside their hearts, through their eyes, and embraced him in the full satisfaction just by seeing Krishna. Even though they were embracing Krishna only mentally, they became so ecstatic and overwhelmed with joy that for the time being, they completely forgot themselves. The ecstatic trance which they achieved simply by mentally embracing Krishna is impossible to achieve even for a great yogi constantly engaged in meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna could understand that the gopis were wrapped in ecstasy by embracing him in their minds. And therefore, since he is present in everyone's heart, he also reciprocated by embracing from within their hearts. Haribol. So we have the opportunity also. Krishna is residing. Krishna was sitting with Mother Yashoda and his mother, other mothers, Devaki and Rohini. But when the mothers engaged in talking, he took the opportunity and went to a secluded place to meet the gopis. As soon as he approached the gopis, the Lord began to smile, and after embracing them and inquiring about their welfare, he began to encourage them, saying, quote, "My dear friends, you know that both Lord Balram and myself left Vrindavan. For what? Just to please our relatives and family members. Haribol. Thus we were long engaged in fighting with our enemies and were obliged to forget you, who were so much attached to me in love and affections. I can understand by this action that I have been ungrateful to you, but still I know you are faithful to me. May I inquire if you have been thinking of us, although we had to leave you behind? My dear gopis, do you now dislike remembering me? Consider me to have been ungrateful to you? Do you take my misbehavior with you very seriously? Good. After all, you should know it was not my intentions to leave you. Our separation was ordained by Providence, who after all is the supreme controller and due to as and does as he desires. The cause is the intermingling of different persons and again disperse them as he desires. Sometimes we see that due to the presence of clouds and strong wind, atomic particle of dust and broken pieces of cotton are intermingled together. And after the strong wind subsides, all the particles of the dust and cotton are again separated. When I read like that, our life is like a wooden logs floating in the flow of the river. By chance, we come together as a life partner or the family member and the relatives, friends. We will float together for some time, and time will come by the providence. We will get separated. So prepare your life partner. That moment may come anytime. We should be ready to live. And this will become possible if we have created faith in Krishna. Otherwise, it's difficult moment. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the creator of everything. The objects which we see are different manifestations of His energy. By His supreme will, we are sometimes united and sometimes separated. We can therefore conclude that ultimately we are absolutely dependent on His will. Haribol. Maybe we can convince on this point. Quote, fortunately, you have developed loving affection for me, which is the only way to achieve the transcendental position of association with me. Any living entity, listen attentively, who develops such unalloyed devotional affection for me, certainly at the end goes back home, back to Godhead. In other words, unalloyed devotional service and affection for me are the cause of supreme liberation. Let me see the next paragraph, how long it is, because we have only 3 minutes left. I think we can read one more paragraph. Quote, Krishna is talking to his dear Gopis friend. My dear Gopi friends, you may know from me that it is my energies only which are acting everywhere. Take, for example, an earthen pot. It is nothing but a combination of earth, water, air, fire, and sky. It is always of the same physical composites, whether it's in the beginning, during its existence, or after its annihilations. When it is created, the earthen pot is made of earth, water, fire, and sky. While it remains as a pot, it is the same in compositions. And when it's broken and annihilated, different ingredients are conserved in different parts of the material energy. Similarly, at the creation of this cosmic manifestation, during its maintenance and after its dissolution, everything is but a different manifestation of my energy. And because the energy is not separate from me, it is to be concluded that I'm existing in everything. So I think we should stop here before the sun really become little warm. I like to first wash my car, which I do with less than a gallon water. If somebody wants to know how to conserve the things that Krishna has given, I can give you the demonstrations. You can wash your car with less than a half a gallon water wonderfully. And then I'm gonna dry it and I'm gonna put the wax so it will remain nice. Everything we use should be kept nice and clean because it belongs to Krishna, everything. And we need to take care of nicely. So this is my regular routine, but this time it has been delayed due to rains and everything. So I want to get it done today. So thank you very much. And always keep your japamala clean. Wash it, iron it, wonderfully keep your japamala. Everything close to us belongs to Krishna, including our heart and the body. So we should keep always nice and clean. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas. They are so kind. With their association only that I may be able to chant some broken holy name. As Yugal Prati Mataji says that today I was missing some Krishna Krishna. And I told her that you should correct me on that Zoom call. Don't send me the message because then I can correct it at the same time because I don't want to have you listen the broken names. So I'm really, really sorry. Anyway, this is the way our life goes. But we should be punctual, helping each other out. This is the goal of our life. So I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who join every day, giving us their kind association from Houston, from Fresno, from New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Sanford, Jacksonville, St. Louis, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, Ottawa, Calcutta, New Delhi, Pondicherry, and Pickering. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much, and if Krishna so desire, we'll see you at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. I was also 10 minutes late today. So